Hello everyone. I don't know if I'm making too many videos, but I got my camera back after 2 weeks of not having it, so this is my 4th video since then. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I wrote about it on my blog, which I haven't done any blog posts in a while because they take like 3 hours to do one. If you want to do a good one, it takes like 3-4 hours, and I just don't have that time. But when summer comes, oh my god, my blog is going to explode because I'm going to have lots of time. But yeah, this is about meaningists versus useists. It has to do with words. To me, a meaningist, I've just come up with these names. I don't know anyone else who uses them. A meaningist is someone who treats this as their sacred Bible, and whatever this says is absolutely true, and you can never use one of these words in a new way ever. A meaningist is someone like if you say a word, here's a mean word, fag. It's a bad word, I admit. But right now it's used in a bad way. But it used to just mean bread. A meaningless is someone who says, if you use that word, they say you're using it wrong. It means bread or cigarettes. No, cigarettes is what it used to mean. It means cigarettes, so you can't call them that because it's a cigarette. Well, language-wise, it's still, I don't like meaningless because I still think the word is grammatically legitimate because it's not what the word means, it's what it's being used as. So yeah, it's a bad word though. I don't like that word, but that doesn't mean that it's meaningless just because it used to have a different meaning. So that's the problem with meaningists. Trying to come up with other words like faith. The meaning of it sometimes is just trust. It means trust, but you have to look at how it's used. If it's used just for supernatural trust, then that's what it means. It has to do with use. So that goes on to my position, which is usism, which is it's not my position isn't very radical, I don't think, because well, it's very close to Wittgenstein. It's just basically what gives words any kind of meaning or structure or anything is how they're used. So it doesn't really matter how they used to be used or what dictionary says. All that matters is how it's used, and if it's clear and concise. Because the definition of capitalism might be different in the book than in how other people use it, and it's okay if you use a word in a new way. Like let's take an ideology, progressivism. Progressivism might have meant one thing in 1920, and it means a different thing here in 2011. Does that mean that progressives today can't call themselves progressive because the meaning of the word, because the word means that it used to mean a different thing? Well, no, because it's not the meaning of the word that counts. It's how it's used. I mean, meaning is important, but meaning isn't everything. Definitions and dictionaries aren't the whole of language. Language comes from use. That's my opinion on that. So with anarcho-capitalism, this is very relevant to my viewers. Anarchy traditionally means anti-capitalism, anti-state. Capitalism traditionally means a sort of like minimalist state with lots of free market. Anarcho-capitalists use the words differently to mean something kind of different than what anarchy and capitalism meant before. So just because the definition in the dictionary for anarchism and capitalism might make it to where they're not reliable, the meanings of the words aren't important. What is important about the term anarcho-capitalism is how you use the word. What do you mean by it? Let's see. I've talked about the left. I've talked about the anti-state. So with the statists, I'm doing this because obvious reasons. Like Nazis. Original Nazism, with only Germans were superior, and now there's Russia Nazis, which original Nazism believed that Russians were inferior species of stuff. But the thing is, just because Nazism originally meant only Germans were superior, doesn't invalidate Russian Nazism right off the bat. Because it's about use. So they're just using the word Nazism in a new way, and all they really have to do is claim to be Nazism 2.0. Although, it'd be interesting if there were Nazism 3.0, which then included Jews, and then they went Nazism 4.0 and everyone's superior in the whole world. but I think they're just going to stay at 2.0. All European peoples. Let's see, that's totalitarian, anti-state, left, right. I don't know how. Yeah, the word conservative has also changed a lot. Conservative used to mean like anti-war, almost libertarian, stuff like that. Free market. Now the conservative means pro-war, slightly free market, and slightly anti-free market. Like actually way anti-free market, and not libertarian. So the meaning of conservative has also changed. So when it comes to conservative, you have to look at how it's being used, the word, and have the person define it. So yes, both left and right and statist and anti-statist, or anti-statist is up here. And anti-statism, statism, left, right, they all have problems with meaningists versus useists. And useists really get the dialogue going. You can communicate better with them because they're not going to get the semantic battles. The semantic battles don't happen in the useists because they only care about how the word's being used, not how the word was originally meant to be used, which is, just a waste of time in my opinion. Thank you. And that's pretty much it. Language comes from use, not what the dictionary says. Well, dictionaries do help. They're not sacred biblical texts that can never be challenged. Thank you. That is all.